Hi. Me again. I came to bug you about you hiding yourself. Okay, so I got some comments here and people said, so I used to trust and I was betrayed, I used to be open, I used to show myself, I used to, share some information with people. Someone even sent me the case that happened somewhere. I don't know, someone had a stalker, some girl, he was, I don't know, obsessed with her or whatever, and then he found her, and because she showed herself, then she got murdered, and he then murdered himself. Let's say you have a party that requires a mask, okay? Everyone is in their disguise. Right? Now, the whole party consists of people coming with their faces covered with a certain mask representing some kind of character that is not real, and hiding themselves behind that character. There could be only 3 psychos or 3 weirdos that will have bad intention, and we decide, let's go to this party because at this party we are safe. No one will know what we are about to do, because tonight no one is gonna question us about our true identity. Tonight we are safe because everybody's hiding. You get it? But if there is a party without masks and 3 people come masked at that party, everyone would require and request from them to take their masks off, because they would have to explain what they came for and who are they. You see? So they couldn't hide. They would be noticed very, very easily because they would be too obvious. So do you want to have a party with the mask on, or you want to have a party with the mask off? Ask yourself. When you put your cards on the table, everything is clear. Yes, you're gonna have enemies. They're gonna think of you and, envy you for your courage, for your openness, for your, like I said, for the courage to be who you are. To be free with the world, to be free to actually have no fear, or I would say no paranoia about it. You don't have to be naive. That's a big difference. I myself am not naive. I know there are things out there. I know. I didn't come up here and say everything will be fine, don't worry. No, people will die. People have problems, but hey, everyone dies. Eventually. No one survives. So no matter how much control you think you have upon somebody, you don't. You really don't. Because that person will die, you can hurt them, or someone can hurt you, but they're not gonna escape. They're not gonna escape that same thing. That's what means that we are all equal at the end. We're all equal. There is no one so far that would cheat death. No one. But if you live life in fear, being paranoid, and you act according to your fear, then you don't live. You don't have life. Because you live in a prison. And when you live in a prison, you're not alive. You're not free. You're not going around, you're not doing what you want to do. You're not enjoying yourself. You're not enjoying your life. You're limiting yourself every single step of the way. You're thinking of all sorts of stuff that can happen to you. And then if it happens, you say, you see, I was right. But it will happen anyhow. All sorts of stuff happened also to me. And I didn't go and say, now because this happened to me, I'm going to stop with everything. No, I'm not going to stop. Because I understand that the intelligence of the universe, of actually everything that is created, of everything that it exists, it exists there to prove itself. So of course, I'm doing what I'm doing in my life, and the intelligence of the force within me will always create some opponent to play with it. You understand that? To prove itself and to find ways that seem impossible. So I might get some, doors closed on one side, but the intelligence of the force within me will always provide a certain way, not an escape, a certain way around, or a certain different way that will go and still reach the end, the goal, even though many places might be blocked in the meantime. It's like a mouse, you see? You can block a few corners, you see, few passages, but it's so tricky and so slick. It's gonna get somewhere in some tiny hole that you didn't expect, and it's gonna run through, and what you're gonna do, it's over, you lost, and that's what the universe is doing to itself. It always is looking for the perfect way, and it's perfect. Intelligence of the universe is perfect, man. If you doubt that, then you doubt yourself, and that's too bad. Then whatever's happening to you, I understand. Yes, then you're not safe. You're not safe. You're not safe from yourself. You see, because you're having doubts, and if you're having these doubts, then it cannot work for you because you don't recognize. You don't actually allow it to work for you because you put all sorts of obstacles for it. And in a way, then it doesn't find a way through and around because you don't want it to find a way through and around. Then it has to trick you to the point, you trick yourself to the point that you get out of the comfortable zone. And that's very difficult. Then it brings you a lot of pain because you didn't want to do it yourself. You didn't have the guts to trust it. You didn't realize that it's perfect, so it has to prove to you that it's perfect. It has to kind of, poke you so many times from so many places that you will jump out, that will get you unprepared, and then it will show you the beauty of it. So, as long as we won't give this freedom to each other, you see, and be honest to each other, and just treat each other openly and honestly, that long we will have all sorts of stuff happening. We will. Things will happen. We're still gonna have wars. We're still gonna have all sorts of psychotic people, sick people. They're not bad people. They're just sick. You know what I mean? They'll be used to hurt people. To do all sorts of morbid and bizarre things. Because you don't want to see. You don't want to see the problem. So as long as you don't want to see the problem and you're ignorant to it, because you ignore it, you see. When you're ignorant, you're not stupid, you're not dumb, you just ignore certain, I could say facts, certain ways, paths, and then things happen. Yes, definitely. And they need to happen, so that you will realize that you contribute to them, you support them in many ways. So my question is, when will you decide to stop supporting them? You don't have to be against them. You see, this is a big difference. You don't have to fight against them. You just don't have to support them. But what you are doing in this world, it affects the whole world, you see? So you can never escape from that fact. It's a fact. Whatever I'm doing